Hi friends, thank you so much for clicking this video. My name is Heather Chisina and you are welcome. So today I want to answer the question, what is the number one reason why you should never come to America? So over the years, I've had people ask me this particular question, Heather, am I a good candidate to come to America? And I've had lots of conversations with people. So this particular video is basically a sum total of all the questions and all the ideas that I've collected and I've shared with people. And I think it will help you because I believe that America is not for everyone. I don't want to lie. America is not for everyone. So get yourself a cup of tea or coffee or any beverage that you like, relax, and let's begin. And I think this video will be short, I hope. I have a few notes written here, so I hope it will be short. Get ready and let's begin. I have 6 points that I want to go over real quick as far as what happens when you immigrate. So I wrote this really fast and I want to go over it. The first one is there is an element of unpredictability when it comes to immigration. You don't know what to expect. You can read, you can research, you can have conversations, but there's this element of unpredictability. Another thing is the fact that you're exposed to a new place, new cultures, and new traditions. It also engages your mind. It stretches your horizons. It also makes you question your beliefs or your traditions. Because if there's a certain way that you've done things over the years, and now you're coming to a new place here in America, and it causes you to really question, wow. Another thing is a big one, especially for me because I come from a very traditional background. It says that it challenges your preconceived notions of what the world is. So those are the 6 things that I want you just to keep in mind, because in as much as you are physically immigrating to America, there's also a mind shift. You're being exposed to different things mentally. So keep in mind those 6 points that I've given you as we move over to the next chapter where I'll go ahead and give you 2 stories. So let's start with my traditional background. I come from a very traditional community, and from an early age, I was taught that if you are greeting someone who's older than you, then you have to put your hand over your elbow and basically bend forward, or just have this posture where you are just giving them that respect. So it was a sign of respect. So growing up in Kenya, that's all that I did. Even if I'm saying hello to someone who is not in my tribe, that's what I did. I greeted people like that. And I guess people understood what that meant back in Kenya. So for 19 years of my life, that's what I did. In addition to that, there were other cultural things that we used to do. I won't get into detail, but another thing was serving older people. We used to take a jug of water and ensure someone was washed their hands. So there was lots of little things where we would have signs of respect. And especially when it came to my parents, I loved to do that. So coming to America, because I immigrated, I started the process of immigration at the age of 19. Coming to America, when you bring all those beliefs and traditions, people don't understand it because you are practically uprooted from your home. I remember initially when I would say hello to older people, automatically I would go in this posture and they would ask me, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Is there something wrong with your hand? So over time, I had to just change the way I do things. So it is not easy, especially if you are from a very traditional background, or if you're much older, where this is something that is ingrained in you. It's difficult. So like I said, I want to share 2 stories. So let me go ahead and make sure that I'm covering everything. I'll start off with the first story, and this is for an older gentleman who is maybe 60s to 70s in Kenya. They have an administrative role, so you can imagine that is a role that demands or commands respect and recognition, right? So 60s to 70s administrative role, maybe of a chief or maybe an MCA, and this particular person is male, and they're being served by their wife. Everyone is really looking up to them, seeking advice, and readily accepts their advice, right? When they're walking in the market or in the center, everyone is like, oh, mheshimiwa, and everyone is really taking the time to really honor this particular individual. At the age of 60s to 70s, if you're from a very traditional background, you probably don't know how to work the kitchen really well. You're waiting for people to tend to you, to serve you, and to do all these things. So as you can imagine, someone of that age and who is really recognized, when they come here to America, what happens? You are on the same level playing field. Your titles don't transfer. So when you come here, no one is greeting you with respect. Everyone is just minding their own business. Everyone is siloed and individualized, and it can be a bit difficult. If someone is coming from a very traditional background, there are certain things that you don't do. I won't get into detail. I just want this to be very kosher, but you can, I guess, fill in the blanks. So if someone of this nature ends up getting a caregiving job or a nurse aide job, there are certain things that you have to do. And for this particular individual, especially if they have gone through the rites that people go through in traditionally, then of course it's like, man, why am I being told to do this? And it can be a problem. It can be a problem and a clash of just 2 worlds. It can be very difficult. So you can imagine how difficult it can be. America is not for everyone. So it might be that this particular individual finds a job that's suitable for them. Yes. And I've seen this story play out in so many people's lives, especially people who have a very, very traditional background. I've seen so many people. So that's the first story that I wanted to share. The second story, and I've seen this play out in, gosh, so many people, like maybe now this particular person, middle age, not middle age, maybe 30s, 40s, so your career is starting to take off. You have a managerial role in Nairobi, right? You have your car, your maybe middle income family home. So you're doing well for yourself. As you're leaving your office, everyone is like, boss, see you later. So you are commanding, just like the first story that I told you, you are commanding that respect. Then maybe once you go home, you have your small kinywaji, your small drink, and you're just relaxed and you're comfortable. Again, maybe you have often you do have someone in the house helping you with cooking and cleaning. If you are married, then you have someone who's helping you as far as feeding you. You don't have the responsibility of fully taking the role of caring for your kids, right? So that's the second story. And what happens, someone of this age, 30 to 40, male or female actually, if you come here, then again you're in the same level playing field, right? and now you probably have to forego your white collar job and take on blue collar jobs when you start out. Then if you come here with your family, what happens is now the roles are shared. Things that only Mzee would do, now you are doing as well, and everything is just mixed up here in America. Trust me, everything is so mixed up. So for some people, they will take it hard, especially if you are the lady who's used to the man of the house doing everything, and you're just, organizing the house. You have that role. Then it gets a bit difficult when you are the lady now who has to go and really substitute the income in the household. So some ladies find that hard, as well as some men find it difficult to say, okay, now I have to babysit, now I have to do this, now I have to do that. So for some people, it can be a bit difficult where there are shared roles. So those are two stories that I wanted to share, because some people don't understand how much of a mental shift that you have to do. It's a different way of life here when you're starting out. And that's why I'm saying America is not for everyone. Now, the next section, I'll just go ahead and just give you tips of advice regarding this topic. So here is my question to you, because I believe if you are not open-minded, if you're not ready to start from scratch, America might not be for you. Maybe you'll come here, you face a lot of resistance, and then you'll throw in the towel and move back. Because I know so many people have moved back because it's really different here. There's a different system and way of life here. So do you have that open-mindedness and humility? So in essence, that's my answer. If you are not open-minded and you do not have humility, this is not the place for you guys. It is not the place for you. So this is my question. If you are doing so well in Kenya already, do you have the humility and open-mindedness to start from scratch? Why do I say this? Because the type of jobs you get initially can be humbling. So that's what I would say. Now, another thing is, maybe if you are really established back home, you have a white collar job and you're not willing to give that up. Another way or segue to coming into America would be for you to get a transfer where you still keep your title. And I know over here in the DC area, there are offices like the World Bank, most of the headquarters for hospitality and hotels are here. So maybe if they're able to just transfer you here, bump up your pay, and you still keep your title, that would be amazing. If you're not willing to compromise the full-on struggle that comes with immigrating here, maybe that's something else that you can do. And in fact, that is a tip that I've given several of my family members and friends, where they're doing so well, and I'm like, what? If you come here, there is a struggle, and if you're not in for that initial struggle life, I suggest that you just get a transfer from your job. And what is your mindset? If you have a closed mindset, it will not be easy for you to be here, and I would not suggest for you to come here, honestly, if you have a closed mindset, because there's so many, you just have to watch the news and see what goes on over here. There's so many crazy things that happen here. And what I would ask, are you able to maintain a positive attitude? Because again, it's just a whole different way of doing things here. In Kenya, anyway, I won't even get into detail, because as I said, there's some things, if nikisema, I will be in trouble. So, so basically what I would say is, ask yourself those questions. Ask yourself those questions. If you're up for the challenge, just ensure that you're malleable. You're able to easily shift and just adapt and adjust. For you to come here, you need to have that element of you're open-minded, you have a positive mindset and attitude. Yes, that's what I would say. And then yeah, so, and you're easily able to adjust. So yes, guys, man, I'm glad this video is over, because I just wanted to kind of kufunika some things. You know, I don't want to expose all the dirty linen of you know, coming here to America. It's not it's not easy. It's not easy, but I just want to be frank, because I've had this question asked to me a couple of times, and I just wanted a kosher way to be able to say it without making people mad. So yeah, that's my answer. Just evaluate where your headspace is. And if you're doing so well in Kenya, please, you can come here on vacation. You don't have to immigrate here. So that's what I would say. Again, I know people don't readily accept the advice that I give sometimes, because I'm really realistic. People really put America on a pedestal, and people are not readily willing to accept the fact that sometimes where you are is the best place that you should be. So think about that. So think about that, and I won't dwell much on this video. If you have any other questions, let me know. But for now, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.